So a few times on this channel I've mentioned the YouTubers Flurben and Dragonium. They're doing their own playthrough of this mod pack, and so for their final episode, they decided to bring me onto their server and give a little base tour, and we can see what I can apply in my base. So let's just go quickly to that world.
Hey Dragonium, what
do we
are
do?
we going to do today?
Well, did you hear that?
Wait, what? Who's at the door? There's somebody at the door, dude.
What we
the
have
heck?
guests. We have. Oh,
Hi!
I know this kid.
Nice base you got
How's
here.
it going?
Don't know how I walked all the way here. Your base is miles from spawn.
Yeah, that's true. Now, do you want taro tea or do you want glizzies? That's the question.
Glizzies, you automated those, didn't you?
Both of them actually.
yeah.
We got 2 fridges right here. Pick your poison. Oh, well, the taro milk tea's in the,
Oh,
in
yeah.
the crates, but yeah. You get the idea. Yeah, I do have some gifts for you though, and it might help with running around.
Oh,
now
that's-
I don't know who Charlie is.
Charlie is.
That's
was
me. How did
definitely-
you know my real name? No, it's not.
Hecuba, that was Charlie's armor. That wasn't your armor.
Oh,
So, give me a tour. Let's start at the original base over here.
the OG. Oh, that's not the original base, buddy.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Hang on, we got to go all the way over there.
Damn, this is crazy speed. I've not used Cork Tech yet, and you guys are gone.
Yeah, if you push H to hover, it helps.
Here, this
Welcome
place.
to the cenote.
I never piled ingots ever. Yeah, you still have a bunch of copper and bronze here.
I actually placed these on Monday.
Damn.
Yep. We give our old base
Yeah.
a little revamp as a finale.
That's pretty. Yeah, so the state that I left this base in when I left originally, it was just ripped bare. This double chest was actually here with all these pebbles, but that was about it. So we came back and we beautified it a little bit.
I did the same thing in my E2E base. When I was just waiting for things to craft, I went to my original base, put everything back together. Except I did it just as it was, instead of, like, modernizing it.
Yeah, I don't know about the modernization. That was all Dragonium.
Yeah, I don't know. That was weird. That was all Flurben.
But yeah, when did you guys move out of this base?
Oh my
year
gosh.
ago?
It was like, yeah, this is like episode 4. This was before Dragonium joined.
You have a black steel anvil, so is that new or what?
No, that's straight from our system. It was just laying around in our storage, so I pulled it.
Yep.
All right, what do you want to see next, Hecuba?
Well, I saw the smithing setup.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
the place where my soul died many times.
You guys probably have darkness turned off, but with darkness it looks insane.
This whole thing is a shell of what it once used to be. It did get caught on fire, right?
It
Oh.
did. It burned down.
It did catch on fire at one point. Yeah, and then it doesn't help that we kind of like gutted everything out and used its remains to fuel our new base.
Check this out.
Yeah.
This is our charcoal pit.
Oh,
We
this
made
is
a
the
lot
crypt.
of charcoal in here.
Whoa.
The charcoal crypt. Yeah.
Yep.
The largest I made, I think, was 3x3x2.
Ours
That's
is a little bit
tiny,
bigger.
man.
Tiny, apparently.
And then we have the tree farm where we laid out every type of tree and the wood and the planks and all that to kind of get a visual of what they look like.
And then over here is the alpacas.
Yeah, early dreams of glizzies. We were gonna turn these guys into hot dogs.
I could
Yep.
probably still do that.
Then at some point we got some very strange chunk glitches.
Oh, wow. I've run into those in vanilla a lot,
Yeah.
where my world slowly gets turned into a desert for no reason.
No. Oh, the tree farm's over here.
Yes.
That's right.
This is why we have infinite wood.
Is it this far away because it keeps crashing the game?
It's this so far away because it's ugly.
Oh,
We had some crashes associated with the building of this.
I think everyone has.
Oh my gosh, our live stream. We had a live stream about making this thing and just kept crashing the server. What is this thing?
It just looks like death.
Oh, these are miners. Yeah. He put miners in there.
Wow. Minecraft YouTuber over here.
Oh my god, stop. I will not tolerate this kind of behavior. What a big
Oh,
cave, dude.
I am dead.
Don't do
There.
that. That's
Oh.
not good for your health. Oh. Damn.
Well,
I just see you fall into the lava, and then the skeleton chase you in.
well, I did
And
learn a
that's the end
cool
of the
thing
video.
about the quantum suit there. Apparently, it will try to eat all of your food if you're taking damage.
All right. I think that's all of our bases, except for
Except
The
for the
main
big
one.
one. So this is the real thing. This is what everyone's waiting for.
This is
yes.
everybody's waiting for us to sleep together. Okay. Okay. Now everybody is waiting for the big base.
So the original machination of this base was a lake house. All right, on the lake.
Yeah, you can see the start
Windows
of it.
kinda like this. And then Flurben made the spiral staircase project.
Whoa.
So yeah,
And then,
half of it is very successful. The other half is like goes up to nothing.
This is what powered all of our steam and kinetic machines. Yep.
I do not use enough steam machines. Like, you guys have all these steam engines down here, and I've seen them in your videos. Wanted to make my own, but just never did.
All of this just makes water.
Yeah,
All of it
that's,
just makes
that's
water.
completely understandable.
If you go over here, if you can spy me, if you come over
Yeah.
here and you see what it's powering.
Yeah, the titanium boiler.
Yep.
I think
Yep. So our
this
first
is-
power was lava and water from Create into a boiler. Obviously, the boiler has been upgraded.
Well, it's not your first power. Didn't you have full boilers at one point?
No,
No.
I don't think we
Damn.
did.
I used
Yeah.
coal all the way up until the LP turbine.
We didn't touch that or silver. I mean, solar.
Solar's kind of overrated, honestly. Sorry to all my solar enjoyers.
And then our next source of power is benzene, of course. So we made this wood tar generator that takes from wood from that wood farm, makes it into charcoal. Used to be.
Mine
There's
is
different machines.
awful. My benzene setup is a crime against humanity. Hold on, how do we separate the tour from here? Because I was gonna do chronologically, but I'm realizing how much stuff has just been reconstructed.
I believe it was upstairs chronologically. It was our automated
Yeah,
resource systems.
we'll go chronologically. This is all still like LV, NV.
Yeah.
So we automated silicon, aluminum, all that good stuff from a few rock crushers.
Diorite's the best.
Yep, sodium hydroxide, titanium, iron, metal mixtures, all that good stuff. That's what this whole block over here. And this actually is still running on nitrobenzene.
No way. Actually.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's how
Oh,
little
that's
we
funny.
care about the system.
Yeah. And then here we've got our big EBF that started, simply, of course, as
Yeah.
the EBF does.
Yeah, another early automation with this vacuum freezer was using it to make liquid air and then getting all of these out of it.
Oh, we love air distillation. I'll probably have to do that next episode because helium's required in titanium.
We have one more like MV automation that isn't even running anymore, and it was just centrifuging lava to get all of these gold, magnesia, and then most importantly tantalite.
I'm glad I watched your tips video because I would not have done lava centrifuging without that, but the gold and tantalite has been so useful.
Those tips videos got crazy views. This is our ore
Dude.
processing.
Yeah, I
Part of it.
remember what it used to be.
It used to be crazy.
It used to be like an entire chunk.
It's just 4 sifters.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is just because we never bothered making the multi-block sifters. Everything else is a multi-block now.
And all done through AE2, I assume. By the way, bunch of drives here.
We have a ton of 64K drives.
I noticed that in
I
TFG
kinda
they make
overdid it.
64K cells way easier later because you can just craft them directly with rhodium-plated palladium.
I kind of just made too many.
Hey, you made a
Probably
perfect
could've made
amount.
some more liquid
We'll never
ones.
run out of space.
Yeah,
True.
it's a good thing to do.
Then we got into some like machine automations. So we have all these machine lines. This is probably the easiest one. You get more from like decomposing red steel and blue steel than it
Yeah.
takes to make it. So we got a lot of infinite ingots from that. All of these are level emitters, so they're only going to turn on if it senses the ME system's like out of
Damn.
something. Like raw carbon fibers, fiber reinforced things. We just automated a few things as we went.
Yeah, level emitters are... Oh no, Nothing. Oh no,
Oh.
I changed the value. No, it's so bad.
Well, now it's making annealed copper heats.
It's gonna make
Foils.
1,000.
Oh, yeah, that's how that works.
Yep. I've used level emitters a little bit, but not as much as I should.
Yep, so these are how we did automations. We ran big boy power down to a transformer in the ceiling, and then transform
Yeah.
it into other power and just
Hold
Yeah,
on, that
and then-
does not look safe, just moving from 8x to 4x. Are you only putting 4 amps through here? Oh wait, the cables store a lot more, don't they?
Yeah, these
Yeah.
cables I believe are 16 amps.
See, I'll probably have to explain for my viewers how this works, because I haven't done AE2 yet. Basically, you'll just have a pattern provider, and in this one, you're apparently making Petri dishes, which is interesting. Is that required for wetware circuits?
Mhm.
But yeah, then we have liquid PTFE, and the storage will request the PTFE and expect a Petri dish back, send the PTFE into the fluid solidifier, and then send it right back out into the pattern provider, where it goes into their huge storage network with all these cells.
And then we made Hog, high octane
Oh.
gasoline,
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
all of these LCRs.
This looks completely schizophrenic.
You should see the back.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Um,
So many large chemical reactors. I actually just said today that I probably will not need my 32 copper nickel coils for chemical reactors, and here's probably that many chemical reactors.
they only take one, but we do have probably like a dozen.
Oh,
of them.
this looks identical to the polybenzimidazole setup I had in Nomi Factory.
Yep, that's what this is.
I recognize the names. I still know the recipe after almost a year after that playthrough.
Yeah, it was a lot, and this all runs off of one 16x extreme voltage battery buffer for some reason.
Well, it's out of power right
Yeah,
now.
It is out of power.
That's
Oh.
why they're not doing anything.
So, again, because my experience is Nomi Factory, the normal GregTech power distribution is so alien to me. Because in Nomi Factory, you could just have RF going everywhere, and then you'd have an energy converter turning RF into EU. And then I don't have to really
Yeah.
worry about voltages ever. But here, you have your big uranium, rhodium, dinoxide wires, and your ruthenium, trinium, americium, neutronate. All those superconductors going everywhere, bringing really high voltages and then transforming down to like EV and IV.
Yeah. Here
Where you're
everything
standing?
does use EU except for the fridges. They use
Yeah.
FE. So
Yeah.
But you can still plug EU into them.
yeah.
This entire chunk used to be a massive clean room with this machine inside of it. Now we have clean room hatches,
Yeah.
so
So the only
got
clean
rid of
room
it.
you have is sterilized.
I think next on the list is this.
Yeah, I was about to mention it.
Sounds about right.
We briefly toyed around with fuel cracking for a bit, but it used so much hydrogen that our systems just couldn't keep up with it.
Hmm.
I even went so far as to, I think I didn't even catch this on camera, or it got deleted because my computer crapped out and I lost a lot of footage. But I made these two crackers because if you use a cracker to crack it, you use half the hydrogen and you get double out of it.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't think you saw. I don't think the audience even saw this. I made these two
No.
and I set them all up and everything, and then deemed we still couldn't produce enough hydrogen.
Do you get hydrogen from methane?
No.
Seawater.
Seawater. Oh. Methane's
Yeah.
way better,
I
and you
have-
get that from Capox centrifuging.
Yes, but
Oh,
you get
okay.
so little from Capox centrifuging. So this is our hydrogen
fair.
producing right now. It's just in this massive electrolysis chamber. Our base still runs off of hydrogen power, but we turn it into helium plasma.
Helium plasma is the ultimate power source.
Yep, so this is our current power. And they're all off because we're out of helium plasma.
Oh
They
no.
are neutronium turbide rotors.
Oh no. Why are we out of helium plasma?
We don't have enough tritium.
We're gonna be out of power in 4 hours, dude.
Oh no.
In the newest version, you can get liquid ender air renewably from a really interesting system, and then that
Oh.
ender air can make tritium, and it's way easier.
That's nice. Yeah, we can't do ender air or any recipe that requires xenon,
Damn.
which is neutronium doped silicon boules, highly advanced SOCs. So there's a few things we couldn't do.
So that's why they added the enderarium then.
The rest of this floor,
Seems to be
is-
multi-blocks.
multi-blocks, yeah. So these are just big versions of everything. You have small versions. Wire factory,
Big wire mill.
assembler, macerator, mixing vessel.
These things are way better because if you upgrade it from LV to MV on a wire mill, it'll use 4 times the power but only be twice as fast, while these parallel hatches completely eliminate that
Yeah.
problem.
they break that. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Then we got this long assembly machine that is just required to make some crafts. And the glizzy automation, which is a ridiculous amount of power.
Hold on, how do you actually automate the assembler? Because in Nomi Factory I needed a very special thing from... I actually forget which... Yeah, it was actually additions. Very special thing let us actually automate these. And I had to use a tutorial, so how do you do it here?
So you make a sub-network with storage buses attached to each input bus, and then an ME interface from your pattern providers into the sub-network. I have a little quartz fiber that powers the sub-network and keeps it disconnected from our main network.
Oh, that's very interesting.
And if you look over here, that's how I did these as well. This is our assembler.
Yeah, big one.
So this is circuit 0. It's a subsystem with all of these. This is circuit 1, 2, 3, 4, and they're all separate subsystems.
They're all
so you can just keep
completely
adding.
independent.
Yeah. So that's how I would recommend it.
I didn't even know that quartz fibers could do anything.
This was a process of learning how to do this. You're good.
No issues.
And then we use about like a million EU per tick just to power all of these.
Yeah, it's like 90% of our power usage.
Oh, how did I not notice these? So these are all greenhouses.
Yep,
Right.
just for glizzies.
Of course, glizzies. Yeah, I can see.
Yep.
Blizzies and boba. Yep.
And boba. And they're all running at ZPM.
ZPM greenhouses.
And they
Yeah.
still take 100 seconds per craft. It's wild.
They're so inefficient power-wise. I think that's floor 1.
Yeah, I think that's all floor
That is floor 1.
Floor 2 is just more multi-blocks.
A
Yeah.
lot more multi-blocks.
Yeah, it's the same thing. We just didn't have room on floor 1.
These are centrifuges, extractors, cutting machines.
Cutting saw. In the center is our circuit assembly.
Yeah, and this thing can be outside of the clean room because of the clean room maintenance hatch.
Yeah. Now floor 3 is where it's at. You saw our power generation, but
Yeah.
here's the research station.
Now, the research station I know nothing about.
Oh, so in order for that assembly machine to make something, it has to have a data orb, or a data stick, or a data module, based on how complex it is. So this data bank stores all of these data orbs, and sticks and all that, and feeds that into the data exceptions hatch. To make these, you have to research the previous tier with an orb, using this research station. But the research station it requires a ton of energy, but it also requires computation units.
So, kind of a separate energy energy
Yes.
unit.
Yes, and since they're optical cables that transfer that information, you can't connect it to more than 2 other cables, right? You can't split it. So you have to combine your CWUs in a network switch. Because the max you can get out of one of these high performance computation arrays is 32 CWUs per tick,
Right.
and some recipes need like 120. So we have 5 of them all going into here to be combined and then sent out to the other thing.
So you got a huge server here, basically.
Basically, yeah, we made a server, we combine all the information and send it there. And it uses a ton of PCB coolant, active coolant,
I saw the PCB coolant factory at the bottom before we started recording.
and energy. It's ridiculous. Once you learn them, they're pretty easy to set up. They're all identical. But
Yeah, that makes sense now. At least I'll know a bit when I start working on this.
It's like a server farm with multiple supercomputers hooked up to each
Yeah.
other.
Yep, we've got a double EBF up here as well.
Only
I think it was
Nakoda
making-
coils, imagine.
I think it was making Nequadria at some point. It doesn't do anything anymore.
Damn.
This is an active transformer we never really used.
Okay, I think I saw this in some video, I don't know where, but that's how you do power distribution normally.
Yeah, we use a substation for that. Because you can put whatever hatch you want. We have a ZPM one, we have an LEV one. We just send the power if we need it.
It's
As
great.
you can
I was
see-
working with it before, and it works just flawlessly. It's so good.
It's so nice. As you can
Still
see, we
normal.
can store 9 quintillion energy. Most of that comes from our one insane battery at the top.
Oh, you do have one in there.
We have one.
That's the end of the game right there. I'm gonna show my viewers the recipe. This is the end goal, and they have it.
And you can see why I only made one.
Yeah.
At
Oh,
the end
wow.
goal.
I haven't actually looked at the recipe myself. While Dragonium was completing the game, I was making glizzies.
Yep. I was trying to power his glizzy production off of
Yep.
this Mach 3 fusion reactor. Highly recommend you put as many energy hatches and output and input hatches and all that as you can to save resources on the casings.
Yeah, I've made one of these before. It is awful. Every part
Yes.
of it is a slog. You need to put as many hatches on as possible or you will die mentally.
This is a wall sharing quadruple alloy blast smelter because they take forever to make anything.
So in Nomi Factory, I never had to automate these. I just had one for manual use, and I'd dump in a bunch. It'd make maybe 300 ingots, and I'd never have to craft that alloy again.
Oh, I automated it because look how many coils I needed for this.
The thing is, I
This is-
made a rotary hearth furnace without the alloy blast smelter.
That's wild. That would have taken so long to make the high temperature smelting casing.
It probably was just because Nomi Factory has different
True.
recipes.
But yeah, here's our EBF on steroids. This is like a super EBF.
This thing's straight out of GTNH. It runs so many recipes. This thing's at UEV right now.
Yep, and it can do 64 recipes parallel.
I got it to 256.
I wonder how fast it would cook glizzies.
Very.
I'm glizzy-brained, guys. That's all I can think about.
At some point I just made this massive tower. I think I watched, I don't remember whose, but it was a video on megalophobia, and then I built this.
I thought an endgame GregTech base would have a much larger footprint. Like, I thought you'd have to build this whole tower. I saw when you built
Yeah,
this.
It's not that
thing.
bad.
It's not too big.
I watched the video, but
I lost my mind building this thing.
Yeah, I remember
Took so
Dragonium
long.
hops on one night. He's like, Flurben, I have an idea. I'm like,
oh
okay.
no.
Be like, I ask him, what's your idea? He says, oh, it's something to do with the base. You'll see it when it's done.
No.
I log on the next day, and he's like, Flurben, I've been working all night. And then I see
I
this.
like, oh, it's like 6 hours straight, and then this guy joins. He's like, "What have you done?"
Yeah. It
I'm
was so
just
good.
screaming.
And then I had the gall to tell, like, oh, why didn't you make the floors taller?
No. To be fair, this is
Yeah.
only as tall as one EBF, so.
It's true. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I also had to expand the base. It didn't fit all the HPCAs.
Oh yeah, this base has gone through a couple sideways expansions.
Oh, you're covering up the servers with just glass.
Yep. One of them got rained on and exploded. And I was
Oh.
like, "Oh yeah." And the final thing I built was this glizzy.
I think this is the
Like,
most
let's see.
important part of the factory.
It looks great on the map.
It does, actually. That's some good pixel art. I'm looking on the
Yeah.
map. There's a patchwork of chunk errors.
There's so
Yes.
many.
One of
There's
these
a
could have
lot.
hit your base.
Yeah,
Yep.
we were glad it didn't.
Yeah, Dragonium wanted to speed run the rest of GregTech progression so that before the chunk error hit our base, we could be done.
Won't let me scroll through storage. Oh, it's lagging too much to let me scroll. When I open storage, it lags.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's 853,000 sodium hydroxide.
Yeah, we have a lot of items.
Oh, this silver dust is relatable, though. I haven't gone to a silver mine in probably 20 hours, and yet I have a crate full of stacks of silver, just because I'm getting the byproducts from lead, galena, and gold.
Oh, that's not even like all of our stuff. We still have a whole bunch of ores here that we got from before 82 over here in this area.
Manual mining here. Or,
We
drills.
just haven't used them all. Yeah, manual mining. Yeah, so what did you think about the completed GregTech base?
It was really cool. I technically haven't made the ultimate battery in GregTech yet. I just got to the end of Nomi Factory, but didn't actually fully complete it. But seeing the research stuff and all the power distribution was really cool.
Yeah. No, I mean, just all the multi-blocks alone that Dragonium put together himself.
Yeah.
Something else.
I gotta
Yeah.
watch the full series.
You should.
No, you really do.
Leave me alone. What is happening?
How did they escape?
They're swarming me. How did
What
they
happened
escape?
over here?
It must have been the doors.
Must have been the doors, yeah.
You know what? It probably was
Wait,
the doors.
Wait, look at your
Wait.
base.
Wait, what?
Doors.
What is this?
The doors.
The doors. It's the doors. Oh no.
No,
Wait, no. No!
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
What?
How much TNT is this?
Oh no!
The doors. My mortal enemy, the doors.
Oh my god, Distance Horizons.
Oh my god.
Oh no!
Oh,
All right, well,
this is
time to start from
insane.
scratch.
Yep.
Hold on, I got some
Season
granite
2.
rocks. I can make us an axe here.
Season 2.
Season 2.
Wow.
Season 2.
All of our drives are gone into lava.
I've got a whole bunch of items following me. Hang
No.
on. Let me just,
Oh, there's more stuff exploding still. Oh, wow. You guys had that planned, right? You have a backup
No.
or something, right?
Backups? Who's that?
What do you mean backup?
Who's backup?
Oh, you still have the front of the
Really
base.
surprised.
You still have the fluid drilling rig.
Kinda.
Oh, yeah.
You just have no
The
power
doors
generation
survived.
for E2. We'll rebuild civilization with a bunch of granite rocks and 24 glizzies. Okay, but in all seriousness, that was a really cool tour. The explosion at the end was actually planned. That was Flurben's idea. He wanted to make his series go off with a bang. Eventually, he will edit his POV of the tour. I might pin it in the comments when it's eventually done. He's not even done editing his series yet. But you should still watch it. Watch Dragonium, watch Flurben. They're great. They're probably the best TFG YouTubers out there. So yeah, if you're tired waiting for the next episode, which, by the way, I've spent a really long time working on this for various reasons. Yeah, I'm already a week after the last video, but if you're tired waiting for that, watch their series. It is Flurben's first series, so the first few videos can seem a little bit unconfident, but by the end, he's gotten pretty good at YouTube, and he's planning a bunch of other things. Also, if you ever want to talk to me, I am on his server. But anyways, thanks for watching, and God bless.